What's up, fight fans? Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, going down on Mainman Mademan's boxing, man. Yeah, man, want to talk about real quick about Virgil Ortiz, welterweight fighter Virgil Ortiz. We just recently seen him in a fight against Samuel Vargas where he went in there and got the job done. Beautiful job, a methodical job from start to finish. I have no complaints. I have no bad criticisms of Virgil Ortiz. He went in there and basically did a flawless performance. You know what I mean? He went in there with bad intentions. He went in there with a record of 15-0 with 15 knockouts, and he left that night with 16-0, 16 knockouts. This kid packs a hell of a punch. And that Samuel Vargas fight, the dude was swinging with bad intentions, like the whole damn fight. You know what I'm saying? There was some questions about Virgil Ortiz's weight, where it was said that, you know, he was struggling to make the weight and he was going to rehydrate, you know, up 10, 15, maybe even 20 pounds. You know, Virgil Ortiz is very big for the 147-pound division. And he came in there, he made the weight, and he got the job done. He didn't gas out. He didn't wear down. But however, he didn't get much resistance from Samuel Vargas in that fight. So I'm wondering what happens when Virgil Ortiz meets that resistance. Remember, I think the biggest names that we can recall that he's done so far at welterweight has been Lucas Matisse and now this guy Samuel Vargas, and he's taken on a lot of C-level fighters at the welterweight division. And the question is starting to emerge: is it time for Virgil Ortiz to step up? Now, he's called out everybody. He said he wants Keith. He says he wants Terence. He says he wants Manny. He says he wants Earl. Him and Earl even had a back and forth thing on Twitter at once upon a time where he called Earl Spence Jr. the lie. You know what I'm saying? Those are the words of Virgil Ortiz. But these two, they seem to be cool. They from the same state, and that is a future big fight in the making. But I want to bring it back to be realistic here. And what is the realistic possibilities ahead? Now, the one thing that we need to keep our eye on, because in Virgil Ortiz and Earl Spence Jr., unless a miracle happens out of nowhere, he's rated pretty far down in the WBC. I think he's like 8th. You know what I mean? That's way away from Earl Spence Jr. You got guys, a lot of names in front of Virgil Ortiz in the WBC. You got the Danny Garcias, you got the Sean Porters, you got everybody basically, Ugas, everybody, you name it, ahead of Virgil Ortiz in the WBC. So my thing is, let's look at the WBO. Virgil Ortiz rated number 2 in the WBO, with Terence Crawford being the champion. The number 1 rated WBO fighter is Danny Garcia. We know Danny Garcia has an upcoming fight allegedly against Earl Spence Jr. Well, if the WBO called the mandatory and they say, hey, well, the next available person will be mandated to fight the champion in Terence Crawford, well, that next person would be Virgil Ortiz. Now, I look at the politics of it. Virgil Ortiz fighting for Golden Boy on DAZN, where DAZN has been known to do business with Bob Arum and Top Rank. I'm just saying, fight fans, if we're going to say realistically, it seems to me that Virgil Ortiz and Terence Crawford could possibly be on the collision course way before Earl Spence Jr. and Virgil Ortiz. I'm just saying. So how do y'all think that all work out, though? I mean, how do you think a Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford fight would play out? Like I say, Virgil Ortiz showing that he got power. He's carrying that power. He came from 140. He brought it to 47. He's still knocking everybody out in his path. He's swinging with bad intentions. A lot of us boxing fans who've been watching this kid will say, yo, every fight, he's getting better and better and better. So my question is, I mean, now with the training wheels that he's had on him, is it time to take the training wheels off? Is it time to put him in there with the big boys? Well, if that is the case, fight fans, the one that makes sense and the one that's right there in front of him is Terence Crawford. Now, here we go. Now, I always say this with the fight fans. We always get to a point where it's, give me Bud, I'll fight Crawford, I'll fight Crawford. And here we are. Here we are, fight fans. I want people to know this. Virgil Ortiz, number 2. Just like Danny Garcia was number 1. Virgil Ortiz is number 2. If the WBO calls the mandatory, it will be Virgil Ortiz, I would think. Unless he's on some, like, just because he recently fought, is he going to be out of the rankings or something? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, at the end of the day, I would love to see the WBO order a fight between Virgil Ortiz and Terence Crawford. Now, some of y'all might be out there saying, hey, man, I don't think he's ready yet. You know what I mean? If he ain't ready yet, then he shouldn't be number 2 in the WBO. Period, point blank. You don't get to sit back all the time and just pick and choose when you were ready to step it up. If your number get called, your number get called. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So the WBO didn't call the mandatory with Danny Garcia when he's been number 1 for since the longest. So let's see if they're going to do Crawford a disservice, and not call up Virgil Ortiz. Now, this thing with Virgil Ortiz, this recent fight, well, remember, this is supposed to have been the month that we saw Ryan Garcia come back. Remember, Ryan Garcia turned down the fight on the 4th of July, and so they plugged in Virgil Ortiz towards the end of this month in July, and they put him on TV. Well, it's good to see him, man. I wish Ryan Garcia, who thinks he's this great big star and all of this other jazz, would have took that opportunity. I kind of understand his positioning. He wanted more money. We knew Ryan Garcia was supposed to come back on the 4th, and the reason that he pulled out, according to Ryan Garcia's people, is because Oscar De La Hoya wanted to come back much earlier than DAZN wanted to come back. De La Hoya wanted to come back in July. DAZN wanted to come back in September. So since DAZN allowed De La Hoya to come back in August, they gave him basically a low budget. And this is what they offered to pay Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia's people says, nah, we'll just sit this one out and wait for the next one. Because, nah, you moved ahead of DAZN, Oscar. No one asked you to do that. And so since you do that on your own, we're not going to take less money. We'll wait till after September when DAZN originally wanted to come back and wait till they pay for the full budget. You see what I'm saying? So that was pretty much Ryan Garcia's point of view. But a lot of us boxing fans, we tired of hearing crying Ryan. And we want him to just keep on winning, getting better and better. At a time where he has basically done anything and demanding so much money because I guess his social media following or whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, at the end of the day, I need to see it in the ring. Before you get them big dollars, before you can play big dog and sit back and say, yo, what you are and not gonna do, it's called get some W's first, bro. It's called pack some seats, you know, pack the house out, break some records, get a belt, do something, but stop crying, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, Virgil Ortiz, bro, he took this opportunity. He shined the other night. He is now in the path of Crawford. Now, Virgil Ortiz, with all he does in the ring, all that thunder he throws, bro, he is going to have second thoughts about doing this type of stuff against Crawford. For one, Virgil Ortiz do a lot of beautiful things in that ring. The most beautiful thing that I see him doing is fighting from angles. The man never stands right in front of you. The man angles are beautiful. He was landing leather on Samuel Vargas from that 45-degree angle. It was beautiful, fight fans. It was beautiful, you know what I mean? But ain't no freaking way that Bug gonna sit back and let Virgil Ortiz get that much footwork on him, put him at an angle, put him at a disadvantage, putting that jab on him, putting 3-piece combinations on him like he was doing Samuel Vargas, bro. But I do believe that Virgil Ortiz brings a lot of good things to the fight game. We've seen him getting better and better, man. A fight between him and Danny, or here's another realistic fight fans, him and Mikey. I know Mikey Garcia may be talking with Manny, but him and Mikey. Mikey fights for DAZN. Virgil Ortiz fights for Golden Boy and DAZN. Bada bing, bada boom. They like to keep the fights, but then again, they all in the same stables and stuff like that, so I don't know if that works out. I know Robert Garcia works a lot with Virgil Ortiz, so then again, maybe that's pretty much off the table, you know what I'm saying, in a nutshell. But at the end of the day, I just still think that him and Crawford, that'll be a damn good fight. Eventually, him and Spence will be a damn good fight. To see Virgil tested against the elites at welterweight will be damn good. He got names in front of him. You got Jerron Boots Ennis out there, you know what I mean? Jerron Boots Ennis been sitting back waiting for his chance. He's been calling out all the big dogs. He's got to get a chance, you know, and he's been there before Virgil. At this point, it's all about who you rocking with. If your promoter can make moves that his can't, it is what it is. We'll see how this all go. But he is now in the crosshairs of Terence Bud Crawford. That is Virgil Ortiz. This is very realistic, fight fans. This ain't BS. This ain't no made-up Mainman Mademan stuff. This is realistic. He is number 2 in the WBO, and the number 1 guy is busy. What did that tell you? Let's sit back. Let's look for that headline. The WBO orders a fight between Virgil Ortiz and Terence Bud Crawford. That would be lit. Much love to the fam, man. I catch up with y'all soon. Salute to Virgil Ortiz. And let me just say this. If it did go this route, I'm rocking with Bud. You know what I'm saying? I think Virgil's still young. I don't think he's met that level of resistance yet. There's a lot of things he haven't seen yet, and there's a lot of things that Bud can show him. Let me know who y'all got winning. Put it in the comment section. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. All day. Much love to the fam and salute to everybody in Mainman Mademan's Boxing Forum on Facebook all day. Much love to y'all, and I see y'all real soon. To the next one.